is back.
Oh my god.
Who wants to
Remember
recap last week? Sorry, not last week. That was my COVID week. Who wants to recap last session for inspiration?
I don't remember.
We sort of had like a kind of a fallout session. We took the decoy back to the lighthouse. I say we, that's actually Micah and Toby because the rest of us teleported directly into the um, throne room of the Duke of Seaton, who was not entirely amused that we just showed up once again for the second time.
No courtesy sending. Y'all
No,
just don't even knock.
nope, nope. That's what he gets for being a terrible human being. Um,
Yeah, he gets it.
um, following that, there was a procession from a local Dragonborn village who showed up to offer any assistance should there be any movement by the Brotherhood in Seaton. And as far as I'm aware, nothing actually happened. We then made our way back to the lighthouse. Well, first there was a victory celebration in Seaton, where there was a bit of discussion about what to do following all of this. We wanted to petition. Yop put forward the idea of petitioning the Duke to formally remove Scarin from the Council of Saltmarsh, which would create an opening that anyone who might be interested in politics could definitely lobby for, given what just transpired, what we did for Seaton itself.
Rakaris respectfully declined.
Yes.
I do believe everyone present bowed out formally.
Yes, but he was first.
It's true.
Not technically everyone, but um, then we made our way back to the lighthouse. There was some conversation with um, um, Abernathy, and Yop has expressed an interest in heading back into the Feywild to Astrazalian. Uh, Lucky and Zashel went to an island, the island of Saltwick. No, not Saltwick, something like that, though.
I'm gonna be honest. Did not remember that I had a name. Actually, it's on the fucking Saltmarsh map. Stupid.
Yeah, no, I had it right. Saltwick. Hey, look at me with knowledge of this
Hey.
game that we've been playing for a long time. It's almost like, um,
2 years now, gang.
yeah. And we, I remember we ended with Vestra. Oh, and Vestra had Urix try to take on the geese. We're not really sure how that ended.
Well, she didn't have to resummon him, so there is
That's true.
that.
There is that,
An
and
uneasy peace.
An armistice.
That might make Missy happy that there are less geese, but we'll see. Yop gave Vestra a tour around Saltmarsh, hitting all the highlights of the recordings, introducing Vestra around basically.
I can't. Now I gotta know what
There was-
Vestra's favorite spot could possibly have been.
And Saltmarsh?
Like as far as like locations for
locales,
yeah, for
Um,
sightseeing as a fan.
Right, as a fan, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of stuff went down at the
empty net.
like the casino is a classic, right? Of
Uh-huh.
course, like the casino is really cool. You got to get some, like souvenir shot glasses. Uh,
Fucking
like
keychains.
City Hall, like because a lot happened at City Hall. It sounds like really like cool, but like you go in there and then it's just bureaucracy and it's not cool.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's not say things we can't take back here.
Um,
Bureaucracy not cool. Hell,
Did you
you
get a
hear this nonsense?
keychain that spells your name in little blocks? Those
it-
are a fucking hit.
yeah, yeah. I got I got someone to put some beads in my hair, right? Like a single strand of beads, that you can get at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How about a shark tooth necklace? We could definitely hook you up with one of those.
Yeah, yeah, just all sorts of little
Beach vibes.
useless, yeah, beach vibe nonsense.
Live, laugh,
Beach
love.
vibes, that's
Constructed out
so
of
much.
sandals.
Beach vibes. That's all.
A place with decidedly no beach. Beach vibe.
There's
Yeah.
an ocean.
The rent I don't know if it's vacant or not, but what used to be what's her tiefling's faces magic shop.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
God, Gendros.
yeah.
Hmm.
That is abandoned. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like a cool place,
One would hope.
Yeah. Um, you know, so there's some places. I mean, Krelix Beach is like really cool. The crabs are coming back now.
Yeah, the crabs.
There's
The
no one there to
crabs.
call them.
The crabs are
Yeah.
resurging.
And I'd say the vampire place, but like he's not there, so it's not as cool either.
It's just a house.
Yeah, it's just a house.
With crabs in it.
Only
Yeah,
crabs.
yeah.
I guess there's
They're
no real point to guarding it anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
The crabs are hanging out in the basement, rolling dice, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes.
The Tuesday night game actually made a crab church. Oh, that's right. They met a telepathic crab that you guys didn't bump
A
into.
thinking crab.
I think we probably ate it.
They
Right.
actually
In
bumped
fairness,
into
Crowley probably killed it.
Yeah.
they actually bumped into the telepathic lobster and a telepathic crab. Now that I'm thinking about it, both things that you guys managed to
Right.
evade somehow.
My favorite fact is neither believes the other exists.
Okay. Is that I did cut you off, Ted. Was that all for the recap, or is there more to recall?
No, I think that's the majority of it.
Okay.
Is there
I
anything
believe
I'm
so.
missing? Anyone?
A lot of fucking around at the end.
Dickering.
Yeah. Nothing substance.
I don't know if I like that phrasing.
I'm not a fan of it, but I was planning on just brushing it under the rug and moving on. Uh, um, all right. So I have a couple taking some suggestions from thoughts from last week. Um, there is the potential for you guys to explore the Curiosity, the sunken ship. There might be some loose ends of your own that you need to handle, um, including but not limited to Yop's gift wrapped death plant.
Forgot about that.
So what's up?
How much do we still owe for the quote unquote assistance in our sea battle?
Does seem like something I should know.
32 and change, about 33,000 gold.
Hmm. Do we have a plan to pay that back? Or a time frame in which it's owed?
No.
No, no time frame. As far as a plan, there is the artifact that we learned about from Zentros, or there are, I'm sure, plenty of other things that need to be done that people would be more than willing to pay us for, or we could. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I was about to say, or we could go hunt down things to sell, but that just sort of falls into the first process again of the artifact.
We have the funds, but I like the idea of getting things to sell.
I'm sorry, we have the 33,000 gold?
Technically, we have 35,840.
Oh,
So we
This
have a
is why
surplus.
we write things down.
well, I mean, I trust Vicaris. I should have just asked. I don't know why we haven't paid. That's on me.
Yes, well, let's pay this debt off so we don't have to worry about him coming here and causing problems at the lighthouse.
I mean, the lighthouse doesn't have any big defenses, does it? We put that on the ship.
I was just now at the bottom of the ocean.
That reminds me. There's some paperwork about the ship.
Zashel looks a little incredulous.
Oh, one sec.
Oh, you mean paperwork with acquisitions headquarters?
Yes, that was not our property.
Yeah. Normally, when you refer to paperwork, you're talking about your business with Jurgle. So I was
No.
a little concerned that the ship had become aware or
Not to my
something.
knowledge. Does the ship have a soul?
I didn't think so, but that's why I was concerned when you said that there would. Anyway,
I'm still working through the souls
the
that I
total
took.
shell had loads of soul.
You mean
Wasn't it haunted at a certain
metaphorically?
point?
yes,
That it was.
It's I fully intend to task Micah and Toby at some point with returning there and dragging the pieces home, salvaging what they can. I mean, the turtle shell was as much a part of this franchise as the lighthouse, so it deserves better than to rest at the bottom of the ocean. But
Well, you'll need money to buy a new boat for that, especially a salvage boat. So you might want to consider your funds still.
well, I mean, we have the decoy too. We should really rename that vessel. Just anyway.
It
That
seems
doesn't.
fine.
Do we? If we have the funds, I'm sort of with Yop on this one. That simply paying off that debt as fast as we can is perhaps the best way to take care of things. It will definitely resolve that particular string. So thread, not string. I don't know. Well, I think he was going to set a time for the payment and all that, but I have no way to contact him directly. Vicaris, can you contact Thorax?
Oh, sure not.
Okay.
I can tomorrow.
Ah, perfect.
As can Vicaris.
Oh god. Nah, fuck that.
And what is the message I should be sending?
We have your money.
If you really want your money, you should set this up yourself.
That
We
seems
should
combative.
meet.
Should we?
Well, you know what we should do? We should have him meet at the casino. Perhaps some of his. Well, no. He is still a sea prince. We should find somewhere else to meet.
I don't know. He'll come into a lot of money. Maybe he'll want to gamble it and we can get some of it back.
See, that's what I was going to say, but don't. He is still a member of the Sea Princes. He is almost certainly wanted by the crown. That would probably be bad for our business here in Saltmarsh, too.
The optics are
Yeah, exactly. Not
challenging.
great.
For sure.
I mean, yes, he did. He and his crew did just help defend Seaton and all that, but I imagine that there is certainly still some animosity on the part of the crown.
I don't know.
Not
It
to
So
sounds
mention
like
all the
a.
merchants that may be here who have been victims of his.
I think it's a brilliant way to get some of your coin back, and then if anything goes wrong, you just, you know, take him out, and then you don't, you take whatever money he has left. It's, situation seems to solve itself no matter what you do.
Mhm. We could always just tell the council that prepare them for that.
I mean, there are certainly other places we could do this meeting, and then we can
Suggest
sim-
gambling.
we have gone out of our way to avoid pirate incursions in Saltmarsh, generally
exactly.
speaking.
I would also like to avoid the business optics of completing this deal and then having to turn on him shortly afterwards, as that would probably not make for great word of mouth for business purposes. But I think if we find a place up the coast, we can get this taken care of. Or if Vicaris, you are comfortable, we've been on his vessel once before. We could.
I mean, sure, it's not a perfect science, but I can get us there.
Can you get us there and back in one day?
Sure not.
I
We're gonna
see.
have to get comfortable.
Um,
Or we can meet
well,
them at Seaton and just hang out. Or Lucky can get us back the second round trip.
is that something you would be comfortable with, Lucky? I know the princes probably are not high on your list right now.
Sorry, where are you asking? Where are you thinking of going?
The ship.
Directly to Throx's ship.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I can.
Well,
I did it the last time, but
Do you want to look like somebody else when we go to the ship?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, Tyler. Okay. Um. I don't know that that would help a whole lot, but I mean, I don't. If that's what you wanted to do, then
why don't we just meet him somewhere else? But there's an entire sea we can.
It is hard to pick specific locations in the sea.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I don't know how that all works. I'm still working on learning that. Um, surely there's an island somewhere or a city that's outside Beaton.
Or an arbitrary point up the coast.
I mean, I'm gonna circle back to the um casino feeling like probably our safest bet.
We do have the home
Yes.
field advantage.
True. It does
And
reduce the
him and
chance
his
that he
crew will probably wish to take advantage of your facilities.
All right, well, if you will invite him to the King's Cross tomorrow so that we can settle affairs.
Yes, I will invite him tomorrow, and then he will arrive when he arrives.
That's isn't that what I just said?
Hmm.
If tomorrow
All
you
right,
could invite him.
Might want to nail down when he's coming. That way you're all here.
just remember, until that time, our budget is 2,000 gold.
My
Our dues are
suggestion
paid
is
up for a little while, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Learn to eat less. It has worked for me.
That is a very bizarre direction to take that.
If you need to save money,
Like,
water instead of ale.
That's terrible advice. No, you should
Get the
enjoy yourself
fuck
when
out
you
of here,
can.
Noel.
As long as the water is clean.
You shut your filthy mouth.
Boo.
We'll be fine. We should not have any large expenses coming up. We're taking. I assume we're taking some time following everything that's gone on. Unless we want to, I mean, we can solve the operating budget issue by heading to the Curiosity and finding this artifact. I'm sure somebody the vessel is, as I recall, not far from Waterdeep. I'm sure somebody in Waterdeep would be quite happy to buy it. It is a sizable city. We do have to remember, however, that we do not have the facilities of the Turtle Shell at our disposal anymore. So we would have to make sure that the transportation of said artifact to Waterdeep was cautious. There are pirates in the waters, you know. And he gives a huge grin.
I am still finishing the paperwork for the pirates that I slaughtered on our last pirate adventure.
Slaughtered seems like a very charged word.
It
He
was a
did,
wall of
like,
blades.
yeah, make a whole,
Mhm.
like, whirlwind of knives.
It was a choice that I made.
Amazing.
The word slaughtered.
We should find a buyer first.
Wasn't it, like,
Ah,
doesn't it belong to somebody?
does it? I suppose whoever owned the Curiosity. Do we have a way of finding out who that is? Perhaps we could directly contract with them
It was
for the
actually said to
retrieval of
you
their
when
item.
this quest was given to you.
That was a long time ago.
I know.
I, Ted, do not have the brain for that anymore. So,
Yeah. It was Mordenkainen's.
Oh,
Yeah. It was on the way to him in Waterdeep when the vessel was sunk, and it has not been retrieved, to your knowledge, at this
yeah,
point. It's been several months.
yeah. But, you know, there's a many armed snake-tailed demon that is released when something tries to remove the straps holding the artifact, so who knows? Probably still there.
Or the last adventuring team tried to get it, was slaughtered, and now it's just right for the taking.
So, shall we put this to a vote? Does somebody else have something else that they'd like to put forward? Do we just want to... Is there anybody who is, at this point, not um, ready for another mission, another job?
One last job.
Null sighs and puts a hand up.
You're
I don't
not
think this
ready.
is Null's last job.
I am contract. So
I didn't
whether
think
we
this was
do it
gonna...
now or later, I would prefer later. But voting is voting.
Wait, what? I don't... What's the issue? What?
I'm tired.
I didn't mean now. We have to wait for the rocks.
It is not a matter of sleep.
I see.
You do
Okay.
Although
not
my vote,
understand the amount of times that you all almost died. It is so much paperwork.
I mean, I
although
did give
my
some
vote
reasons.
doesn't really count, I'm happy to tag along as long as I get my fair share.
We will have to get that in writing.
Well, I mean, I always give her a fair share.
Short-term contract employment sounds
Hmm.
reasonable. Why don't we deal with Thurox first, and then we can decide where we're going from there. I realize that means our operating budget is um, limited for a while, but frankly, we've been sort of going nonstop since we left Saltmarsh the last time. We went to Seaton. We went to Firewatch Island, I think was its name, with the
Yeah.
Abbey and the undead, and then we went to the Styes, and then we were in a giant battle. I think we have. I mean, we've taken a few days, but let's deal with the rocks, and then we can go from there. Is that acceptable to everybody?
Oh, sure.
It sounds like a wonderful plan.
In the meantime, we could focus our efforts on revenue generation for the casino. When I say we, I mean you.
Zashel immediately turns to look at Lucky, who actually runs the casino.
Finger guns.
2 thumbs up.
You could make flyers or something.
I mean, I feel like that's not necessary for the locals. They know we're here, but
A grand reopening.
I
doesn't that
mean,
require closing?
Yes, but now we are back, so arbitrary.
I'm sorry. Do you think the casino shut down while we were gone?
No, I presume that it continued to run, just less
Okay.
exciting.
it fucking better have.
We do have a problem. I don't care if you don't want.
How much? What is the current price for prime rib at the casino?
True operating costs could be modified slightly.
So there is actually some bullshit in Acquisitions Incorporated book that allows you to take some profits and do shit for quote unquote running your franchise, which has been uh, um,
It's been a while.
it's been a while, yeah. Um, and running the franchise includes other things as well. It includes like sending your interns off on small adventures and quests and things, keeping relationships good with keeping having the major domo keeping relationships good with high profile clients, that sort of thing. And anytime you guys have come near a running the franchise check, I've always factored in Lucky's own dice. Like I've had her be a part of that rolling as well. Uh, so okay. Each one of these rules for different things to do during downtime is different, which is bullshit. So give me a second. Okay, where's the thing that lets me do 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 do. Okay. Okay, in your absence, um, while you guys have been away for, I think it's been 3 weeks, in totality, a good amount of time, honestly. Um, the franchise has done well. A quote excellent monthly costs decrease by 110%. So woohoo. That just means that for the time that you had Toby and Micah at home, they were running their own operations around town, investigations into local uh, bounty hunting and other things have proven to be highly successful. Low risk, low risk, low reward, but cumulatively incredibly profitable. Let's see. Let's see. So, if you wanted, now we could touch into other things as well. Unless it is the case that let's see. You guys can choose to potentially raise the profits by dedicating time to being participants in running the franchise. And then I would just need a head count and for how long you wish to do that. Because right now it's at 110%, but it can go higher.
Mhm.
I'm good with 110.
110% is pretty high.
Yeah, I can say Yop is not interested in doing franchise work right now. Yop is going to spend her time going and working at the Dwarven Forge.
Sorry, the
The
dwarven
forge
anvil.
run. Yeah.
Or
the
the
terrain,
well,
the terrain
Yeah.
company for
That's what I
Yes.
was thinking.
yeah, hold on. There's the
Mhm.
dwarven anvil that has no dwarves, or the
Mhm.
mining company that's all dwarves. I'm assuming you
Well,
mean the mining company.
if I remember correctly, there are two forges. There's essentially two blacksmiths in town.
I forgot about the one that Tristan wrote. Yeah.
Right. And
Yes.
so,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So I'm just saying,
Okay.
because previously she had gotten a job basically working there occasionally. And so she's just going to go back and spend time working there and not doing franchise shit.
Okay. Excellent. Is there anything beyond just using your time doing something you like that you are attempting to do at this time?
No, I mean, I'm literally there doing whatever work they assign to me and coming home and getting rip roaring drunk on whatever whiskey is in the cask that I've made.
It takes 2 days
Mhm.
of ordinary and comparable work environment for you to mention that that's how
Mhm.
you're spending your evening, because Yop's a little
Mhm.
confidently chatty. At which point, I can't remember her name, it was Morgan or something,
Mhm.
fully commits to, does not take no for an answer, comes back with you and hangs out with you every single night.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yop would be very excited about that.
Yeah, it's been a while since Yops had an opportunity to have dwarven companionship,
Yes.
and it, even though this is her hobby as
Mhm.
as a craftsman, she starts bringing family around as well.
Right.
It Now that they have a friend with a really good hookup, they're definitely not letting you go.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right. Vicaris, what are you doing?
Oh, gee. What's everyone else doing? Nothing?
Okay, Vestra, what are you
None of this company shit.
doing?
If it's if they're doing work for a few days, man, I'm getting ripped all day, every day. Um, I would even go so far as to I mean, I don't know how much time this is taking, right?
Hmm.
Um, if it's more than 2 days, being drunk gets boring. And isn't there a nearby? Isn't there a nearby place with monsters to kill?
Yeah, if you want, well, not a nearby, like a 3-day trip nearby.
Well, again, I don't know how long whatever it is that they're doing is taking.
Yeah.
So
Um,
if that's within the time frame, she would most certainly do that. But if not, then I don't
it
know.
will become apparent that you could absolutely, if you felt like it, wander off clear into the Dreadwood and start slaying demons.
And more
Ye-
importantly, Vakaris would happily teleport you there and back and join you.
yeah, hell yeah. If you don't have anything to do if you're bored, then yeah, if you want to come along and just get some exercise,
Mounted combatants.
What are you riding?
Baja Blast.
Yeah.
I chose Find Greater Steed.
Oh, cool.
That was
I
not
was
a
like,
joke.
I don't know if he's big enough. Isn't he a tiny token?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't grown this token, but there you go.
Hell yeah, that is incredible.
I like to think our animals will become best friends.
Yeah, yeah.
In a very weird way that the two of you have a friendship in the same manner. Um, um, importantly, this is the Dreadwood. It is still dangerous, but the outer fringes, I mean, ordinary hunters are known to come in and out of. Like, so you guys can pretty easily determine when you can be in over your head and then teleport out. Like, I don't think that this puts you guys at terrible risk.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna give you guys a boon for that. I don't know if it's gonna be helpful. Let me see if this boon is helpful.
Boom.
Ooh, a boon. I'm gonna rule this under team building. I was gonna let it be something else, but this is a team building exercise, I think. Okay. This sounds very stupid, but okay. The participants are able to work through one or more of their own internal issues. If this is a character, which it is, you have advantage on the next check you make during a franchise or downtime activity. So, upcoming, you each actually just have advantage on your next roll for whatever that might end up being.
Nice.
Booned.
Boon.
Booned.
And Null, you have your draft. That you
Yeah, I'd
present
run
to
it by Zashel first.
Oh boy. Draft for what?
The set
sending.
I got it
Oh,
in the chat. 25 words on the dot.
I like the lighthouse chapter. Like they've been dealing with other chapters. We have to be clear.
franchise instead of chapter though. Uh, I guess that's fine. I thought we were just gonna meet at the casino.
Do you want to meet at the casino?
Let's just meet at the casino. And we invite him to King's Cross Casino in Salt Marsh for divestiture of payment.
Hold on, this is gonna be harder.
I mean, you don't have to be as fancy.
Think you can drop the lighthouse franchise part?
Nope.
Didn't even
So
acquisition
important.
rated.
We would like to meet
Or drop we
at
have your payment.
the King's Cross Casino. Perfect.
We invite you to the casino in Saltmarsh. The King's Cross Casino.
Well, instead of 4 miles up coast from Saltmarsh, just say at the King's Cross Casino. Okay, then again, he might not know that's in Saltmarsh. You're right.
Yeah, so what I did is we invite you to the King's Cross Casino in Saltmarsh, and that's also
Perfect.
25. Okay.
Perfect.
I will fix that up.
You just tell him to come get his money, the fucking animal. Find a casino.
I wish that
Uh,
was Gary in the sender message.
Beyond that,
Abernathy like swings around. What the hell are you drinking?
Yeah, here, have some, everybody.
Ah, thank you.
beyond that, I'll spend my time getting the fucking paperwork for this place and the casino in order.
Okay.
Nobody's been fucking minding that. That's a whole that like we got to mix work and play. The play is tallying the dead. The work is fixing this fucking shit.
Yeah, Abernathy is good at paperwork, but you are
His filing
conscriptedly good at
organization
paperwork.
system is
He's got literally a magic filing system. Thank you.
yeah, but it just not sorted right at all.
How this sounds stupid, but how many days do you think that takes?
I guess do I get a reply from old
Yeah,
Captain?
yeah. I didn't think that mattered because the answer was going to be in an affirmative. But he will assure you that he will be there within the 10-day.
Okay, so the 10-day.
Okay. Well, with that,
We haven't been to this lighthouse in a long goddamn time or done any paperwork days. There is a backlog of shit we did,
we got
a
a
shit that
paperwork
happened.
week.
Yeah.
And also nobody's helping you with it.
Yeah. I'm up in my room in my happy place, and this is fine. I got my butterflies, y'all can fuck off.
I will say though that this amount of days and time and dedication actually pushes you up into the next bracket for running the franchise, which
Cool.
means
Bonus.
that your monthly costs decrease by 125%.
Nice.
Holy shit.
I'll take that.
Hmm.
I didn't say this, but I stole a rock from the Dreadwood and I painted it.
Okay. Okay.
Did you paint it or did you have a bunch of brushes do it for you?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers
And
Believe me, that's
and
how I use fabricate. So no brushes were involved.
hold on.
Use of high level spells for mundane shit.
I mean, you're applied. That's what it's for.
Please don't die.
We're still working on that. Okay. Oh, I will say that last week was real bad. And the remnants of just the cough that I have now is nothing compared to the heinous state that my body was in. Okay. Zashel, what are you doing in the interim while waiting for the arrival of the Dragon Prince?
Zashel will spend time checking in with the innumerable interns and making sure that the families of any crew we lost in the Seaton in the naval battle with the princes are notified and all of that fun responsibility. Um, Following that, he will very uh, uh, I don't even know the word. He's going to go check in with Liru, which he hasn't done for like a month or so, however long we've been
I'm
gone.
pretty sure she would know if you're dead. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
It's
still.
gonna be awkward.
Okay. Uh-huh.
No, go ahead.
The house is significantly warmer than you expect it to be. It's like there's like a very hot fire, uh, and it's kind of mildly uncomfortable. Um, uh, but she's very happy to see you. Invites you in for some tea. Uh, um, Punketta is just doing some transcription translation work in her own books. And she just asks if there's anything to report.
The battle with the princes went well. As far as I'm aware, every effort by the Brotherhood has been neutralized. I didn't know if this. Well, you said there was a thread that was still out of place, still bothering you. I didn't know if that remained or if this was indeed the last piece.
Some days ago, I felt something come undone. Some wrench. I think we have finished.
Wonderful.
There was some sentiment, someone of incredible influence had their mind affected, not in any, not by any means of enchantment, just a simple turning of a mortal heart. And I think the way has opened some for creatures of yours and mine and other kinds in this land.
Hmm. I wonder who that could be.
Someone very important.
I can only assume the Duke, but I am curious what would cause the transformation you've described. Regardless, I am pleased we were able to finalize this life's endeavor of ours, I suppose. Well, yours. I helped.
She smiles. Would you like to see something?
Sure.
She sets down her teacup and leads you into a another part of the house. It's a very small cottage, but there has been no need really, besides like moving her in some time ago, to really have been anywhere except like the kitchen and the front room. Um, and she takes you to what is one of the chambers, um, and it's very hot in here. There is yet another fire in another hearth burning, even brighter and warmer, and you begin to sweat. And in beside the bed, there is a small cot, a very small uh, uh, basket of a cot that is covered in very thick woolen blankets that she begins to uncover, and underneath appears to be a glistening, majestic opalistic stone of about a foot in length, and its surface is moving as something under its glassy surface is shifting underneath. Something serpentine in its appearance and glistening in radiant scales, in very thin color, a form of a very small creature within this egg.
Zashel stands staring at it, uh, just a look of awe on his face. I didn't. I If the mission is done, then I don't think I understand.
She puts uh she puts a hand on your arm to steady you and turns you to look at her, and she says, "We knew that there was little time for me. There will be more beyond me. And this creature will have the knowledge and power to sustain you should you continue to serve. But that will be your choice, as it was with me." And
I
there is
see.
time still. I didn't show you this to frighten you.
I just I very much appreciate that you are uh, making preparations for me. This is I don't really know what to say. I From everything you have told me before, the purpose, the mission that we shared, your mission with which I assisted, once that was done, that was, well, there was no need to pass that to someone else. I am I am happy to continue to assist you uh, and this one. He gestures at the egg. It has given me a purpose that I I needed. I think without it, I don't know how well the lessons that Criv tried to impart. I don't, without you as well, I think I would have been someone much different, much worse. I would not be here. I would not have my friends in the franchise. But what I who will decide purpose now?
When they wake, they will know. You do not have to make any decision now. You have a lot here that is beyond me, that is your own. I and my kind are not all that has been fulfilling for you. Should there be something else that takes your attention, your purpose, the people you have come to know, the work that you have done apart from me, should that feel that it is more important, my child will succeed of their own accord, regardless.
I know Father would smile to hear me say that it has been an honor to serve one of you. To serve a second would be a gift that I cannot refuse, I cannot deny, cannot pass.
She nods and smiles and covers the egg again. And just because Miles is getting in right now, I'm going to call 15, if that's okay. And if Ted, if there's more that you want to do for this scene when we get back, we can. But
Nope, that's it.
okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
No,
heard
you're good.
just hear the pulling up. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, back in 15 minutes.
And now, intermission. Refreshment time.
Sure is great being on a drive-in watching Super Flick and eating all this great food.
This flick is making me hungry.
It makes me want to flick my bick.
We should have gone to the drive-in where we could eat and flick to our heart's content.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, come on then. I'm going to have a pizza and popcorn and ice cream.
And I'm gonna have a burger with fries and a soft drink. Yum, yum, yum. This was a great idea.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
Sneaking out to the drive-in? Why not take the kiddies along and save the expense of a sitter? Everyone enjoys the drive-in.
Cutlass now?
Sure handles easy.
Drive happy. Cutlass can make you a little drive happy.
I forgot to get the newspaper.
Glad we ordered these swivel bucket seats.
Yeah, in case I get to drive someday.
The Cutlass S, Oldsmobile's sporty fastback at a price that's less than you might think to help make you really drive happy.
Drive happy.
Can I drive now?
Take a good look at Clyde Garfield's Cadillac and Oldsmobile dealership. And then take a drive in a new Oldsmobile, Cadillac, or one of the fine used cars. Serviced by Clyde's 21 factory-trained personnel and expert craftsmen. Cadillac and Oldsmobile means the very best in automobiles. And Clyde Garfield is the best in dealership and service. Clyde Garfield's Cadillac and Oldsmobile, New England Automobile Village, Route 3, New Hampshire.
You're invited to stop in at Nashua's own McDonald's on Route 101A. You'll find McDonald's high-quality, fast service, and reasonable prices. Also, visit McDonald's at the Drum Hill shopping area in Chelmsford. Treat yourself and the family at McDonald's soon.
And now, intermission. Refreshment time.
Sure is great being in a drive-in watching Super Flick and eating all this great food.
This flick is making me hungry.
It makes me want to flick my bick.
We should have gone to the drive-in where we could eat and flick to our heart's content.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, come on then. I'm going to have a pizza and popcorn and ice cream.
And I'm gonna have a burger with fries and a soft drink. Yum, yum, yum. This was a great idea.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sneaking out to the drive-in? Why not take the kiddies along and save the expense of a sitter? Everyone enjoys the drive-in.
have our new cutlass now?
Sure handles easy.
Drive happy. Cutlass can make you a little drive happy.
I forgot to get the newspaper.
Glad we ordered these swivel bucket seats.
Yeah, in case I get to drive someday.
The Cutlass S, Oldsmobile's sporty fastback at a price that's less than you might think to help make you really drive happy.
Drive happy.
Can I drive now?
Take a good look at Clyde Garfield's Cadillac and Oldsmobile dealership. And then take a drive in a new Oldsmobile, Cadillac, or one of the fine used cars. Serviced by Clyde's 21 factory-trained personnel and expert craftsmen. Cadillac and Oldsmobile means the very best in automobiles. And Clyde Garfield is the best in dealership and service. Clyde Garfield's Cadillac and Oldsmobile, New England Automobile Village, Route 3, New Hampshire.
You're invited to stop in at Nashua's own McDonald's on Route 101A. You'll find McDonald's high quality, fast service, and reasonable prices. Also, visit McDonald's at the Drum Hill shopping area in Chelmsford. Treat yourself and the family at McDonald's soon.
And now, intermission. Refreshment time.
Sure is great being on a drive-in watching Super Flick and eating all this great food.
This flick is making me hungry.
It makes me want to flick my bick.
We should have gone to the drive-in where we could eat and flick to our heart's content.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, come on then. I'm going to have a pizza and popcorn and ice cream.
And I'm gonna have a burger with fries and a soft drink. Yum, yum, yum. This was a great idea.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar.
15 minutes. I hope everyone's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Out of work, so I am good.
Oh my God, Ted.
Good God.
Oh fuck! No, I didn't start up the. Well, no, I'll start up the next one in the morning. These things take like 6 or 7 hours to run, so I log in, I start it up, I log out. I just forgot to start up the next one, and I'm too lazy to log back in. So
Yeah.
don't judge me, Craig.
Why would it?
Craig, here's
Dude,
your
it's
sins.
it's like tomorrow for you right now. Like you're good.
You can judge, like all you can judge. Craig's not allowed to judge me.
Craig can't judge.
I said him specifically.
Okay. So, it sounds we went through what everyone's doing for a couple of days while we wait for the arrival of the dragon kind. Um and surely enough, within the 10-day, some 7 days from your message, there is a vessel that docks at the salt marsh wharf, which does cause quite a stir for so many reasons. Um, while you have guards here, um, uh, the incredibly intimidating crew, the field of kobolds, goblin kind, and orcs on the vessel, um, even even some of the greater guardians of your front are swayed and pressed some to allow passage. And it's not as if they're savages. I mean, they certainly pay their fare and they walk through the city without the obvious intention of accosting anybody, but their presence is uh, incredibly known through the city, and they are allowed entrance for the safety of the soldiers who could possibly be denying them. Um, and leading the way is the half dragon, um, who confidently finds his way into the delightful and labyrinthian King's Cross Casino, and arranges his entourage such that there is plenty of room between him and any other person within the facility. Everyone does give them infinite breadth anyway. And eventually, one of your own crew notifies you of the arrival, and whoever wishes to be there can be present at this handoff. It's not like it shouldn't be that more complicated than just paying the man.
If there's
Sure.
goblins in town, I'm definitely there.
It's definitely
I'm
something to
also
see.
definitely there since he and I and Makaris, I hope Makaris there. We are the ones that drew up the contract.
If the lore, or sorry, if the if the horse person who has the money is not there, I think there is a problem.
Yeah.
I transferred all the money into the other bag of holding and told him, "You're good." Yeah, of course I'd be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there as well.
Yep.
Taking the secret passage and landing on my makeshift trampoline.
The clatter of objects and mayhem as you bounce off of the trampoline and into the storage room.
Never not fun.
What a wild thing you guys did. uh, Therex is comfortably observing each of you as you come to meet him, and he very he silently gestures for you to provide your payment.
Cars will step up. Oh yeah, if I hold the bag of holding upside down, everything comes out, right?
If you fold it, if you turn it inside out, it will. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Can I just hold it upside down and have all the money pour out?
Yes, you can.
Tight. You can count it if you want, but it's all there.
I love the idea that you have to spend an action to pull each coin out. So you're just sitting there slowly stacking coins.
Dude, that
His
does one penny make
Your
a
way's way better, but
his face splits into an incredibly greedy grin. His eyes light with the reflection of the dancing coin scattering across the table and onto the floor because you are handing him a lot of cash. And this is not just the cash that you guys have that you guys owe left. This would be like the deposited funds from the Duke as well
Mhm.
as from AI. So this is close to 60K. Uh, just tumbling across the floor. Um, Several kobolds immediately jump to collect those that are beginning to roll away and stow into chests and bags. Um, uh, the the pirate looks incredibly pleased. We should be here until every single coin is counted.
our facilities are at your disposal. If there's anything you require, there are servers. We will be around if you have any further questions. I do wonder, with the rest of the princes dead or gone, and you receiving this wealth that you have, I believe you said, hunted after for quite some time, what is your plan now? I can't imagine that with only one prince left, there will be much to stop the, well, what remains of the Navy of Seaton from being a problem, or at the very least, being present.
There are many things I could now do with my time. This mercenary work has proven to be quite lucrative. And he runs a stack of coins through his fingers and stacks them neatly on the table. This was incredibly profitable. Perhaps there might be more in this field that we might yet profit from. But first, there should be security. I should take my collection somewhere it may not be touched. And then we should see if my thirst is quenched. As for my crew, they have chosen my side, no matter where that may take them. Sailors though they may be, there might be other work elsewhere that we might find as well suited to their skills. Does that answer your question?
Efficiently, I think. I simply wanted to make sure we wouldn't find ourselves on the other side of a contract from you at some point. If, as you say, your efforts to relocate your treasure go well, then I don't see that being a concern.
Tell me of Crowl, if you don't mind.
I don't know what you want to know, but it is enough that she is gone.
What was the look on her face as she died?
Where is Lucky standing right now?
She is present, but she is like hovering and fulfilling other responsibilities as well.
I was not paying attention when Krell died. I had other more pressing concerns, but there was no blade, no blood, just well, that's not true. Vestra did quite a number on her, but I take no joy in killing even someone as much an enemy as Crowl was. So it's not something I committed to memory, nor something I will endeavor to dredge up.
He huffs, and a little puff of flame snorts from his nose, but he just returns to counting his coin.
Are there goblins nearby right now?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. I like down whatever drink I have, and uh, I say the word filth in goblin and spit on the ground.
Jesus.
There's a couple like snapping jaws and like hissing. Um, then there is a sharp, draconic order, and they sort of wilt and turn their backs to you, and you can hear them murmuring uh filthy things about you as well in goblin as they return to their work.
Yeah, I just catch their eye every now and then as they glance over and just smile at them.
All right, if that is all, then hours pass and um eventually the crew collects their payment and disembarks. overpaying the wharf master some, and on their way out, there is a little bit more of a deliberate intimidation of commoners and guardsmen as they leave, but they are not pursued and leave that very same day. And on that very same day, the calendar will mark that it is 3 days till the winter solstice.
Hooray!
I
Hooray!
know
Hooray!
I know we have some business in the Feywild. I'm hoping I can convince everyone to take care of that after the solstice celebrations. I really cannot afford to miss them. I am pretty sure I will be hunted down if I do.
I think that depends on how long you're planning on spending in the Feywild.
Yeah,
Oh
but
wait, that doesn't matter.
yeah, I see through your trap.
Certainly, it would be lovely to spend some time and get to know the rest of your family.
Everyone is welcome. It's not far outside Seaton, just a few hours or so. Which, yes, does mean we have to go back to Seaton. I suppose we could skip Seaton entirely, but um, that would require that we travel normally overland, which I don't remember how long it took us to get to. Ted, don't remember how long it took us to get to Seaton.
I believe it's
Oh,
a day
we
and a
tele.
half. Yeah, you guys also teleport everywhere.
In the
Any?
interim.
Oh, yep.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask the question. What you doing? What you doing in the meantime? And then who is teleporting?
I would be teleporting, but what we do in the meantime is.
Ooh.
On an evening when everyone is around, I will, whoever is closest, I will simply pose the question. I know we're gonna go visit Sasha's family for the solstice celebration, but I also know there was some talk of recovering this artifact, and I've just been thinking about it, and I'm curious, why are we doing that?
Oh, I don't know that we are anymore. I was putting it forward as a suggestion when I didn't realize that we had the funds to pay the
True.
rocks.
Oh, I thought we were doing it for money
We definitely could.
and adventure.
There's no contract for it specifically anymore, but
No,
it
we've done
still
plenty of
could
things without a
be.
contract.
Uh, what's that?
We've done plenty of things without a contract.
Yeah, exactly. And we know it's a valuable item, which is still somewhat in the nature of our business, I guess.
Oh, so it's everyone else's intention to continue on with the business.
I have been giving it some thought. It is, it's hard to deny that much of the good we have done in this area came because we all saw, well, okay, most of us, and he gestures acquiescingly at Vestra, saw a sign at some point for Acquisitions Incorporated. Three of us are founding members of this franchise. And thanks to that, we all have done a significant amount of good. We have, yes, made a considerable amount of money for head office, but we have also done a lot more. And I realize that we have not always gotten along or understood head office. But regardless, we have done a lot in a short amount of time. I don't imagine there is much to lose by continuing those efforts.
This is fun.
There is death.
I've tried that a couple times. It's not that bad. Unless we all die.
Well, everyone is going to die.
Right? And he'll do the paperwork.
Mm-hmm. Sometime soon, I will need to spend some time away from company business. Krellick is still technically an employee, so you could argue that it is company business, but that is an issue that needs rectifying.
It is. And soon.
I am not asking the chapter to help. I have already made preparations to begin the work.
I do hope to make some progress on that, or not progress to make some progress on that front in our upcoming trip. There are some people I can speak to when we are at my home. But I think once we have a place to start, any other jobs, rather, I think will become somewhat secondary to retrieving our friend.
Noel produces a very ornate contract and sets it down. It reads, I put it in the Lighthouse Journal. The contract binding him to the Fate Spinner in exchange for fixing the Krellick, or help fixing the Krellick the Red situation.
There is you have told us about this, I believe, before, and I am appreciative of that. But if we can find something a little sooner, then I am hopeful that we can retrieve Krellick on a timetable that is not reliant on Fey time. No offense intended, Vicaris.
My concern is the cost in life and in time for. Noel's eyes actually flick over to Yop, almost imperceptibly. Those who have other things to do, perhaps.
Well, we'll know that once we have a place to start. And then those who wish to go on this task can do so, while those those who wish to go can go. I I don't even know where to begin right now, so I can't make any promises. I can't even say what I will be doing, so I can't expect anybody else to make a decision either until we have some notion of what it entails. But
Regarding then the work of Acquisitions Inc., is there anybody present who wishes to leave the company, divest themselves of it?
So, I mean, I don't plan on leaving this moment, but I will not be around much longer. It's my time is short, and I think it is time that I look to bringing some new turtles into the world.
I will begin the paperwork then, so it is quick and smooth.
Wonderful.
Is there
I know we
anybody
were
else?
Present?
what were you saying?
You know, we just had a bit of a discussion about the situation with Krellick and how we hope to improve, if not resolve, that situation. It reminds me of another situation that might need some resolution. Vikaris, do you have any intent on improving your standing with Chandria?
I mean, that's the goal, yeah. I might have come up with a bit of a plan, but kind of requires me to talk to her in the first place, of which I don't have that ability currently.
Yeah, sounds like that's going to be difficult.
It's gonna be rough, but there's interplanar communication. Not completely.
Hmm. Well,
Just
if
gotta
there's
find a
anything
means
that we
around
can
it.
do to help, be sure to let us know.
All right, thank you.
So, to my original question, it sounds like we're sort of up in the air about recovering this relic. Perhaps a decision that can be made after the solstice celebration.
I think so. Good,
Yeah, no rush.
good idea.
Not like it's going anywhere, right?
Well, in theory.
I mean, the point, though, is that we don't have time to go recover it before the solstice celebration.
True. Time or desire. After the solstice, we can put it to a vote and either be done with it or be done speaking of it.
Investor, I know you're not an employee, but you're more than welcome to. I don't want to make assumptions about the invitation to the solstice, but beyond that, it's been nice having you around. You're more than welcome to stay and join us on any endeavors that we may be embarking on.
Well, you all have been a lot of fun. And Zashel and I already. I offered my help when Zashel wanted to go, um, after Krellick's soul or whatever it is that's happening with them. Um, I'm happy to kick around for that, but afterwards, there are things I have to do.
And if you need any assistance, the Lighthouse and Franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated is, of course, for hire.
I'll keep that in
Use a
mind.
very awkward and toothy grin.
I'll make sure that should we engage in such an endeavor, that you all get your fair share. Also, did you know that Zashel and I are family now? He said that we're like brother and sister.
I distinctly said that it was awkward to use that nomenclature while you were. Yep,
Do you want
sister.
that in writing?
Oh, I would like it in writing.
Oh well.
Means
How sad for you, Vestra.
How so?
Well, if you are truly Zashel's sister, then I guess you won't be anything but friendly towards Kithri.
That's true. But, there's more out there.
That's
Right.
true. We'll get to meet all of Zashel's family tree.
So within a couple of days, so Vakaris volunteered to teleport you guys to Seaton.
Is that where the festival's at?
Well, that's gonna be your stopping point before Lucky's probably gonna have to rent you guys a cart.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You teleport to Seaton and find yourselves on the roof of the manor house of of the Duke's manse, because it would appear that you can't go in anymore.
It is good that they shored that up.
That was a spot.
And after some time of figuring your way down off of the roof,
I almost would have liked to teleport to that very dumpy tavern we went to the first time. See if,
Definitely gnome.
yeah,
Sorry, definitely not gnome. That I disintegrated his little like flesh facsimile.
Really?
uh, um, Lucky can acquire you all a cart that will take you over the countryside. You notice that this part of the land, as cold and bitter as it is not as wet of a wetlands. The earth is packed and tough, and there are little hamlets that you pass on your way off of not immaculately kept roads, although there are good a number of guards along the entire way, and you guys are quite a terrifying crew. There's not going to be anyone accosting you on your travel.
I have a random question actually.
Mm-hmm.
If at any point we pass any of the like townspeople or something who are missing limbs, I definitely like just casually tap them with regenerate as we're like walking by.
That's batshit crazy.
Look, what's the use of magic if you don't use it?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Cost
love
me
the idea
nothing.
that you don't even tell them what's going on.
No.
So like,
I just like I walk by since they're probably like I walk by and I just tap them on the head and then I smile and nod and then just keep walking.
I
Oh
love the
my
fact that at
God.
least a third of those people are going to be like, "Why the fuck are you touching my head?"
I can only do it for one happy person since we're traveling for a day, maybe two.
It's like 2 or 3 hours.
If I see any diseased people, I just wave a hand and get rid of it.
Oh my God. Okay. That's fair enough. Okay. All right. You've got a
Like,
high enough passive perception that there
yeah.
are a couple of people that you certainly bestow the gift of a whole and healthy life to.
Like, why not? Costs me
Oh
nothing.
man, all of a sudden my liver feels so much better.
Do not worry, you will die eventually anyway.
What?
Oh yes, and soon.
He just smiles.
All right. And Jesus Christ, y'all. um, and soon enough, you begin passing into territory that becomes familiar to Zashel. A countryside that is once again like a very dry, tough land. On the crest of a hill is a city that is built tight and fit and gleams with very curious metals fixed into the architecture. There is little to be said for like a formal wall that is constructed, but there is a boundary of the city that is obviously and observably marked by uh, um, guard paths and outposts and such, even up along the road. And as you approach, you see the gleaming forms of armored dragonborn of some variety, but predominantly bronze and brass. Um, and the cart wheels into the city square that is dusted with snow, and there is certainly a number of villagers who are preparing for something here. Lovely festival with ornamental banners and lights decorating everywhere. When cold weather foliage has been gathered and woven together in long bundles, and as druidic charms gifted to one another as a Yule blessing. And I'm just gonna put you guys on a new map um, as I bring you to a house close to the center of town um, that is has a trampled in yard and some object like little playground toys of a fashion that seem to be quite old and dented and worn, very well loved but still very well cared for, fixed into the earth or near the porch. Some things seem to have been be in the process of being removed, have been uprooted and then are like set aside to be put elsewhere. um, and in that yard, there is a uh, broad bronze dragonborn individual wearing um, humble clothing, but like you see within stride and posture, um, obviously a dignified warrior of a kind. And uh, nearby also are two halfling women, one you recognize as Key3 and one who could not be anything other than her twin sister. And a uh, uh, a light-haired human gentleman who is helping move some of this like playground equipment like around the side of the building. And for those who can recognize her, Liru is also actually sitting on the porch, rocking back and forth on a chair. And uh, then also a very young dragonborn child in the yard as well. I've got a bunch of character art here, actually. Doo-doo-doo-doo. But I will share that in just a second. As the cart pulls in front of the house, Kriv, the master of the house, turns to face you and immediately shouts an incredibly loud and warm greeting, um, and and says, "It's good to have you home, boy, and you have all brought quite the company, it would appear."
Father, it's good to be back. It has been a very long time. These are my friends, my fellow franchise members. This is Vicaris and Yop and uh um God, who's next in line? Lucky and Noel, and this is Vestra, who has been uh, very helpful to us lately. Everyone, this
Okay.
is uh, this
Draketail,
is
Kriv, and he goes and grabs everyone's hand in a big, like, heavy handshake. Uh,
you of course.
Yop will attempt upon handshake to pull him in for a big hug.
that is immediately taken, and everyone he shakes hands with afterward gets hugged, and then he goes and hugs everyone else.
You all have met Kithri before. That is my other sister, Serafina. That is hello, Taryn, and the little one back there is Surixa, and of course you all know. Well, Vestra, you don't. Vestra, this is Liru. Liru, this is my friend Vestra.
She nods and smiles and waves.
You mean the Liru?
I knew you all were coming, so I thought I would present myself as you recognized me, although most of the people who are here know my more natural appearance.
Can I have an autograph? Is it weird to ask?
It's a little weird. Yes.
I suppose it's a little strange, but I don't see any reason why not to.
No need to put on airs for us. You let your hair down. They're your family.
I pull out a book that I've been collecting everyone's autographs. It's got like just people in town that were like mentioned once. You know what I mean?
You've got Winston's
Yeah.
autograph.
Yeah. I got oh no, I forget the old stabby pirate. Got him in there.
Nice.
Old Pickering.
Old Pickering.
The bartender at the empty net that we have tried to intimidate at least like 6 times unsuccessfully.
Oh my god. Yeah, she finds a little space in the book and she signs her name in well, she signs something. It's in Celestial.
I want to glance at that.
I don't read. I don't understand it.
I want to know what it says in Celestial.
It says Liru, but there's also like an extension of the phrase that is a little bit ephemeral and placing some sort of title of authority with her that you don't. You're an educated and religious person, but like
Yeah.
this is a little bit beyond your grasp still.
Yeah, mostly the fact that it's there is its own piece of information. I don't know much about Liru at all in character. This is like, oh shit, that's hot. Oh, Noel's eyes widen slightly before like composure snaps back.
And after she finishes signing, she says, "I suppose that should be the last I might need of my fingers for now." And she begins reaching into her hair and unpin some of her curls, and as she does so she sort of shakes her hair free, and between the follicles of her hair and then streaming around her face, she becomes feathered and iridescent, blue, purple, pink, yellow feathers, and her form shifts, and before you, I'm not going to change the token, I don't think, but before you is a feathered serpent who curls itself across the patio, and breathes a gust of glittering golden mist, which settles over the ground and causes flowers to grow.
Oh man, I don't know what I was expecting, but do you feel better now?
It is all the same after so long. But there is always what feels to be a dishonesty with disguise, even if it is for the comfort of others.
Well, I'm certainly happy that you no longer have to feel that. The flowers are nice. Is that intentional, or does that just happen everywhere you go?
It may or may not happen as it should.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, 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 sorry. Kriv says, well, we have some hours still before sundown, and all the lights will be lit, and everyone should be gathering in the square. Do you have... you wouldn't have, by chance, intended to stay anywhere but here, have you?
If you can accommodate us all, I didn't know how many rooms were still open, so in the house, I mean. I
We
didn't.
we can make room.
Zashel turns to face everybody. I will. I am afraid Vestra insists that Urix just stay out here somewhere. He's very big.
The little dragonborn girl walks past you, Zashel. Like she kind of just puts up a hand in like a what's the word? Blithe wave to you, but then just goes and stands right under the dog, the two dogs actually, because I believe Baja is also here.
He sure is.
Well, it's a very generous offer. I don't know where can't imagine staying anywhere else.
He grins proudly. um, oh, sorry, my throat.
So, Zashel, is everyone here family, or who are all these people?
The Dragonborn, no. Kriv is Kriv and Cirxa are my only Dragonborn family. But Terran is my brother, and you, as I said, Seraphina and Kithri are my sisters. The rest is this is simply, I say simply, this is the village where I grew up, where I
I
was
see.
raised by Kriv until I went with Liru. Gosh, 14 years ago. I haven't been back in some time.
Seraphina, who is the slightly plumper, more put together of the two sisters, kind of rolls her eyes from where she's sitting on the steps of the porch and says, "He always describes it so strangely. We're all adopted, if that wasn't clear. But this is where we were found and raised."
What I said? How did I say?
She kind of waves you off.
Only Kithri and I are blood.
Well, you simply must tell me all the strange and wonderful Zashel stories, and I'll make my way over there. And as I do, I don't need to be rude. Is there a place where I might get An ale or something. They traveled and my throat's a little dusty.
Uh, Almost instantly, Kriv like turns towards the city center and shouts down in Draconic, and very very quickly, a neighbor comes by with a few glasses around, and sets them out and like makes himself comfortable nearby as well. This becomes like a very obviously like communal uh scene.
Ah, wonderful.
A look
And
of dawning glee on Zashel's face as he realizes that people here speak Draconic, and he will just go around talking to everybody. Sorry. Sorry, Yop. Continue.
no worries. Yeah, I will make my way over to Zashel's sisters and do all I can to encourage embarrassing storytelling.
Their embarrassing storytelling is enlightening, perhaps. The prominent story that stands out to you is certainly, I don't remember if we talked, if they discussed this one already, if Kithri had anyway, but Seraphina tells you the story of she and Kithri when they were very small, about 3 or 4 or so, uh, rifling through their older brother's stuff and finding something that seemed very out of place amongst his belongings, which was just this like garish, bright pair of knit socks that
Oh,
they
yes, the
found
socks.
incredibly charming. And they made into hand puppets, which mentally and emotionally destroyed Zashel for an entire afternoon. Um, but they say something about like then he ran off for a little bit and came back later, and everything seemed okay. But it's a funny story to them.
Apologize for shouting. I made more sock puppets of a bugbear. Definitely not supposed to be one of my sisters. Definitely a bugbear.
I mean, you can say what you want, but I'm pretty sure you used some of my hair for it, so.
Ooh.
I would not do that. You were the one that called it a bugbear. Just reminding you of that.
Oh,
Vestra
it's
turns. Vestra turns to Kriv and says, "Dad, is there anything that we can provide to Urix here? Like any large uncooked that was definitely not that was not intentional, but very funny. Um, any uncooked, like chunks of meat, anything like that."
Well, everything of that nature is probably being prepared for dinner, but I'm sure that we can find something. And he sort of lumbers off towards the city center, whistles for Taryn to follow him, who kind of grumbles and does so.
Cool. I just want to call him Dad.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell. That so visibly does not phase him. All right. And as the day begins to fade and the sun begins to set, there is music that is being played from the city center, and the unignorable voices, draconic singing and poetry and shouting and drinking um, from uh, from the congregating city. Um, Fireworks are being shot off every once in a while, but mostly you just see the brilliant illumination of candles laid out in every corner of the Providence that illuminate the snowy evening to almost the color of the dawn. Um, we have activities. Of course, you can socialize as much as you'd want with anyone you would like. Um, oh, hold on. Ugh, don't get COVID. Um,
Mhm.
um, there are some games as well. There's an axe throwing competition. There's a poetry reading contest. There's a pie eating contest. Um, there is live fencing you can participate in. You hear whispers of a traditional scavenger hunt that has already begun. Um, uh, there's also they call it a lifting race where you just have to you sprint. They're like you set off in pairs, and you do a running you run a distance with one person on the back of the other. um, you kind of immediately see like there's some thematic like cultural aspects being really threaded through the events of the evening. Like the poetry that you hear being recited is all of romanticized battle and heroic tales of people within the town. um, uh, and then there's like obviously the axe throwing and fencing seem heavily combative. um, uh, oh my god, I actually forgot. I forgot this. The beverage actually that you were brought, Yop.
Hmm.
What's your con mod, by the way?
My con mod is a +3.
Excellent. Um, it is. You are told what it is. You hear it as you hear a word in Draconic being said to
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
Um, uh, it is devouring your insides. It's hot,
Hmm.
and does burn all the way through, and kind of sets you on fire. You have a +1 to strength for the
Okay.
next do 3 hours.
Awesome.
um, after imbibing, and that just seems to be what everybody here is drinking.
Mhm.
For Zashel's benefit, this is just fire water, which is just like it's a special occasion beverage, and it is certainly what fuels some of what inevitably comes like brawlish and bawdy celebration.
Yeah,
So
well,
what you guys drink?
it's yeah, it's delicious, but I'm gonna need some bread to go along with this, something to slow the absorption down. Holy moly, every dude. Oh,
There is food abound as well. Like piled high in the city center are tables and tables and tables of pastries, meats, like vegetables that have been stewed. Like anything hearty that could survive out here is prepped and provided.
Um, can Vestra take part in the axe throwing, but cheat and summon my own the hand axe?
Charming, but I mean they're gonna notice that and
Well,
not.
yeah, for sure.
Um, would you put on any sort of presumptuous, like, is there anything you would do to, like, try to play this off, or would you just not?
Um, I would go like pick up their axes, like test the weight of it, and just be slightly disappointed with it. And it'd be like, there's something off about this, and summon a very clearly magical hand axe of my own and toss it.
Uh,
I
I
mean, they
think
can
there's
accept the result or not. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there's like some laughing. This is all like in good fun. You definitely hear some like murmurs of like the little thing can't hold an axe kind of thing. Like
I summon the biggest great axe I can and hurl it instead. Like overhand, like double-handed. Woof, woof, woof.
All right. Why don't you roll me an attack roll with an axe?
Cool.
Now, I have a question about this feature,
Yeah.
because this is the Hexblade feature, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This gives you like proficiency with the weapon, right?
Yeah, I have all the invocations that allow me to be proficient and make any version of the weapon that I need.
Okay. I think this is me just asking because I don't remember how this works exactly, but I think it's like your packed weapon is the only one that you can use your charisma with. Is that right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. And
Yeah.
do you have something that like allows you to change your packed weapon at will?
I mean, it's an action, right?
Uh
To
huh.
how the heck flavor, it's an action to change your weapon, right? And so I've the invocations and the pact. Like I have everything I need to make it any weapon in the game, and be proficient with the weapon.
Okay. I feel there might be something that I'm missing that like how this works. I'm trusting you, but I feel like when I've read it in the past that it's like it has to be this one weapon, and if you're switching it, you have to do the ritual that switches it.
You unless you invest, right? This is the
Hmm.
thing. You have to invest in you can't just be Hexblade. You
Uh
need
huh.
to take Pact of the Blade. You need to take the invocations of improved Pact weapon, right?
Okay.
In
Uh
order to
huh.
do what I am doing.
Okay. I Yeah. All right.
Yeah, because otherwise you're correct. You cannot even use a two-handed version of it unless you do these investments,
Okay.
which it severely it actually limits down. Although it opens up what you can do, you're investing you're focusing so hard on this, you lose out on a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
It is actually a nerf to the build to purposely do this. I can't
Hmm.
use any magic weapon in the game because it doesn't do this, right? So I
Hmm.
lose out on a whole portion of the game, right?
All right.
But
Thank you for
yes, I yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up. I've definitely had that conversation with someone before, and they were like, "You can't use the two-handed weapon for yada yada." And I was like, "I feel like," and then I just took that for granted. But okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Like I could even make it a longbow if I wanted to,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've invested. Although I need the arrows, it doesn't magically
Right.
create.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. Obviously, I've been letting you do this up until this point, but like that just was something I've been meaning to ask about for my edification.
yeah. I
Um.
constantly have had to look back at all the verbiage and the sage advice of like, no, it does work like this.
But you're just losing out on like every other invocation
Yeah, you don't pay. You don't.
opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because you're focusing in so much. Like you can't do all the cool other invocations. And again, like the point of being able to change the weapon is, I like any other magic weapon that you come across as treasure. It's like, well, that's useless to me.
Hmm.
So like it actually is a downside to doing this kind of. It doesn't seem like it is, but when you actually start looking at what you're missing, it's significant.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
yeah.
Um. Anyway, why don't you roll to attack?
Okay, I'm gonna roll a attack. I have my boon, and I have a great axe. It's nat 20.
Okay.
You hear like the kind of like obviously like casual like joking amongst these other veterans, and summon into your hands a battle axe that is taller and broader than you, and hurl it through the air and shatter uh the target that is some 20 feet away, and it um and cleaves into the tree behind it a good 4 or 5 inches, and there is silence and then raucous laughing as every one of them comes and like claps you on the shoulder and pushes some of this fire water towards you.
Excellent. Yeah, I laugh with them and share in their drink. It's a good time. I
Oh,
do.
I'm very happy.
I do pull that weapon back. I need it. If I get too
Yeah.
far away, if I get too far away, it disappears.
You're like, just 1 second.
Yeah, I do actually need to go get that.
Oh, that's funny.
Helen Moore's gonna get pissed if I don't get this thing back.
Um, did you say like open mic poetry reading or poetry reading contest?
There's open mic poetry, and then there's also a liars contest.
Wow.
Um, a tail spinning contest, I should say.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I guess yeah, let's do that.
Which one?
The tail spinning contest.
All
I'm trying
right.
to win something.
There are prizes. There to be prizes. I don't know what possessed me. I'm sorry. I, uh, uh, but spin your tail, Bard.
Oh shit! Out of nothing?
Well, you gotta do something.
Can I get a prompt?
I I will say that as you're sitting and listening to these folks, some of them only speaking in Draconic, but some of them speaking in Common, seeing that they have guests and might be more fluent. Um, they're all telling tales of battles that they have seen or stories of their ancestors um, in in conquest and in defense, in acts of nobility to save vulnerable people in moments um, of what's the word, um, passionate zealotry, um, uh, uh, others like taking down monsters to impress another. Like there's there they all clearly have their own specific interests, but the type of story that is being told over and over varies deeply person to person, and they go on and on and on. These stories kind of uh, wheedle into the ridiculous, and as soon as they become like too too wild, just you immediately hear people shouting like bullshit, and then like spouting fire or columns of lightning, and the performer will sort of laugh and then leave, or back down, ceding the limelight to someone else.
So the point is to exaggerate as much as possible.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Can we circle back to me? I'm going over the battles that we had to choose the first one.
Amazing.
I'm so excited about this though.
I thought you'd have a good time. Obviously, I put two on here that were like targeted towards you, but there were reasons for keep like for this society, the poetry and the tail spinning make sense. It just also plays to your strengths.
Do they? We'll see.
All right. I mean, all right. Let's see. Anyone else?
Give me a second. I'm working on something.
Okay.
Yop will definitely get involved in the scavenger hunt and trying to. So I guess first things first, trying to find who's running this scavenger hunt, get a list of things that we're trying to scavenge, and then.
uh, I said scavenger hunt, but you quickly discover that you're looking for one object. There is there you hear mostly just kind of whispers as like some of the more mature adults kind of like nudge each other and wink, and you see that they're like, this is clearly like it's a game more for children, but like younger adults also really enjoy like participating. Um, there is a golden bauble that is always hidden somewhere at this festival, and if it is found by midnight, whoever finds it gets a prize and perhaps gets to keep the bauble, which until the next year. But that's just a rumor, as it is quickly being told to you. Um, so, if you'd like, if that still interests you.
Yes, come, Betty. We'll find this. No, it's elementary, my dear Betty.
Zashel's little sister,
Mhm,
the littlest little
mhm,
dragonborn,
mhm.
uh, kind of steps up next to you and says, "Are you looking for it too?"
Yes, would you like to form a team?
Yes.
I will
Bit
lift
like
her up and
deadly serious.
I will lift her up and put her on Betty.
She has like a weirdly like somber uh uh attitude compared to like a lot of the other people and children that you're seeing, but she is taking this incredibly seriously and is very excited.
Yes, this is, of course, this is serious business. Here, why don't you, use these and see if they help at all, and I will give her my eyes of minute seeing.
Oh my god. Adam, would you take inspiration?
Okay.
Which is going to effectively give you the ability of the glasses to roll for yourself.
Right.
All right. Would you roll me an investigation check?
Yes. Um,
All right. Asking around and peering through the glasses, the two of you are led towards oh, led towards the axe throwing fields. You wait patiently until there is nobody throwing axes and begin looking around. But you find nothing except a scrap of paper that is folded up and pinned to the ground under one of the targets.
Oh, this is most interesting. What do you think it says?
You open it up and it is in Draconic.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking her. What do you think it says?
She takes a good amount of time to like
Mhm.
try reading this. Um, between being 5 and
Yeah.
that's when you learn how to read, and then having to
Mhm.
translate it. Um, uh, she says, "This way," and points off in another direction.
Yeah, wonderful.
Ugh. We'll bounce back. All right. Zashel?
Zashel is sort of just bouncing all over the place, speaking to all of the people that he's grew up with. Not really falling into any of the games or anything, and he will sit down and listen to the poetry for a while, and sorry, you were going to say something.
Nope.
Oh, okay. He's listening to the poetry for a while and just sort of watching the rest of his friends enjoying this festival.
In uh, the poetry reading, your father does uh, come up himself and performs. He doesn't read anything, of course, and in fact, he recites the story that you know beat for beat and have heard this particular telling uh, thousands of times. But it is the story of um, the quest that lost and gave him so much in his life, where he and a number of his dear fellows, including his beloved, had traveled far into the deeps and dark, jungles and found a city there of thriving and cursed Yuan-Ti. And there is the the very comparatively not as colorful telling of the conflict of all that happened that led up to finding something, finding treasure, something that was of value. um, because to him that is so clearly not important, because to him what is important is what he loses, what is lost. um, the the story of his lover being killed, and then and as well the adoption of her kindness, of her generosity, of her vulnerability, and finding something that had such vulnerability that was mistaken, the a token that was supposed to be a treasure of a typical value, of ordinary value, but it being in fact for him what seeded his family. And he just tells the story of finding you, and then he spins into how into the rescue mission of another village nearby that had been torn apart by monsters, and finding a human child who needed family, and going on and on and on, and once again just telling the story of how he has become the father that he is by finding children who needed a father. And there are clearly so many other people in the audience who are like who have also heard this so many times, but give him the space to tell this again, because it would appear that he only tells this now once a year. So we'll let him have his time.
Zashel sits and enjoys this story, and mentally he's cataloging the new embellishments, but does not say anything at all. Um, um, he starts to think about going up, and then just sits down.
Noel, you said you were cooking something up.
Yep, for the poetry.
Oh,
The
okay.
open mic poetry.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Are you ready now?
I think so. I just wrote this up, so this is gonna be a bit dodgy.
Oh, yes.
First I cast tongues on myself.
Mhm.
But I'm going to do the entire thing in Celestial because I only would only know it in Celestial. And yeah, so it's a tongue so everybody can understand. And he's going to recite what to him is it's kind of a contract, but it's in the form of a poem. When he was little, the scrivener Zol told the tale of a young scribe whose love of only 2 years had died. The scribe beseeched the Lord of all Dooms to negotiate, claiming that the death of one so young must surely be unfair. In dreams, he stood before the desk of the doomed and demanded a contest. The audacity bemused the seneschal of endings, who agreed to a contest of contract law and theory, bestowing unto the scribe that which he should know to properly compete, and in true understanding did the young scribe argue his case. Days and nights passed, contracts, counter-contracts, provisions, and counter-provisions. On the 30th evening of the 30th day, the young scribe, in purest frustration, burned the paper strewn about him on one of the many braziers of incense scattered throughout the hall. The Lord of all Dooms witnessed his sacrifice and accepted it, a beautiful argument, and indeed a true one. He would give unto the scribe 30 more years with his young love, and when that love's name would be written into the book on that last day, the scribe would join with Jurgle at the foot of his great desk. This is the tale of the first of the Scriveners, whose name would become nothing, and who it is said still sits at the right foot of the Lord of the Lord of the endings of all things. Happy indeed with the bargain he had won. And yeah, this is definitely like a tale that Noel was told as a very, very young child. Like one of the first tales he learned in Celestial.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I wrote that just now.
Holy shit. You are awarded an inspiration for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Seriously.
As well as and Noel is gifted one of the candles. Everyone who has read spoken poetry is offered one of these candles. It does not drip. It does not burn out. You whisper a word in Draconic to it, and it dims. But it will burn forever.
Interesting. Yeah, Noel will like set it to dim and then very carefully like roll it up in cloth and put it in his bag. Like clearly very reverently.
Hmm.
Vestra's doing the like 2-finger mouth whistle really loud.
Nice.
Yeah, I think like Noel is like smiling like at the like memory of it before like realizing standing on stage and like the what that meant catching up to him, and immediately goes over like sitting cross-legged at the corner, like gets a beer and then just sits and watches the
Yeah,
rest of
you
it.
do that thing where like you sit down at the end and then realize you're
Uh-huh.
sweating.
Yeah, like I think he was just like inspired. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing, and then did it. Then did meet went, oh my god, okay. I need to go
Oh,
sit in the corner.
that's fucking fantastic. Even though there's clearly like I say a language barrier, but I mean like a syntax barrier.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
The
it's
the
not really
emotion of
it's
that
not really a
sentiment.
poem, right? Like
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
a story, but it's like a contract, at least in Noel's mind.
Yeah. But like the sentiment of like someone so passionately seeking uh for something that they care so deeply about clearly resounds very deeply with these people.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, it's what I
Mhm.
threw together randomly just now.
It was really fucking good, dude.
Yeah, just casually did a full thing in
Yeah.
story connected to plot. Yeah,
Look,
super good.
it's fine. It's my expenditure of wit for the day. I'm out.
As you sit down, Scrivener, you see Yop and the Syrinxia on top of Betty stroll past you with like their noses to the ground, looking for something. You have a passive perception of 24,
Uh, do
right?
I?
Do you?
It's 20.
Oh,
20.
it's 20. Yeah,
Just
still,
20.
I'm still still sufficient. Uh um sitting down um you find that your chair's like rocking funny. It's on a matchbox that it shouldn't be, and that matchbox has like a message taped to it.
I very as like surreptitiously as I can cast sending to Yop. Just muttering like underneath the chair is a note you should get.
Um,
It's under there.
I
Don't say anything.
I elbow Betty,
Squawk.
and I just keep giving her little pokes until she's pointed in the right direction.
There's definitely a beat after that before and then she jumps off of the bird to go and grab the object.
Do you need something or
No.
oh. Oh, yes. Good job. Null sits back down.
If the
uh,
purpose is to embellish a story, how far can I push the boundaries of not lying?
I think once you lie, you're gonna get called bullshit.
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm having a hard time choosing just one. So I was thinking of combining it all into this magical story.
Well,
But I feel like since we said this character can only be deceptive and not a liar, does that push the Fae inability to lie if the purpose is to embellish?
I feel okay, okay. Seeing as you are not trying to lie outright, you are
Yeah.
just embellishing the truth.
Mhm.
As long as you don't lie, this is exactly what you are supposed to do as as a deceptive creature.
Okay, so combining the stories would be that would be a straight up lie.
I think it would. I think that would depend on like if you were to say like we were in Seaton and the pirates attacked, like like then like yeah, that's a lie. But if you were to
Yeah.
say like through this past season we have done all of these things, that's not a lie.
Oh yeah, I guess I could have gone it from that angle, huh? I'm gonna give Cliff Notes because
Mhm.
I haven't had a lot of time to prepare, and it would take a very long time. So
Yeah, almost like 2 years or so.
I didn't know I'd have this moment. Although if we want to save it for next session, I'll happily take time with it.
if
Um,
if you want to hold it for next session.
I don't know if I want to hold over next session. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to use my ability to create something out of nothing, because obviously, and I'm just gonna
Uh-huh.
make a massive puppet set.
Oh my god, that's funnier.
And it's gonna have all of us, including you, me, and Krellick, and all that, and Dasani, and all that. Um, and I'm gonna have just a bunch of different enemies that we fought over the time. This is all kept in like a massive box that I keep to the left. And then I'll force these things to dance as I tell these stories. And also, yes, I will be casting Disguise Self myself to create an. I still look like B, just with nicer clothes. Very, very
What,
Oh
you didn't bring
shit.
your
undisguised.
holiday best?
I did not. I was unprepared. Dumb.
Okay, first of all, we need that thing you need, sleight of hand, right?
Oh no, I'm just making it with
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, gotcha, gotcha. Excellent. Okay.
Could you imagine that these things are just like waiting somewhere for me to grab? Like a set of us.
Well, they have the action figures.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off in a spooky house filled with the undead that scared some of our adventurers, Zashel. But the rest of us held steadfast until we found a vengeful serpent in a well that felled half of our characters. Uh, and then our spoils were a porno mag. Obviously, I didn't say porno.
A body mag.
A body mag. Um, and then, as some of our adventurers decided to part ways, even though some of them died, I won't say that they died. Um, we gained some more, and found this group of other adventurers being attacked by a word is now Cyclops, I believe it was. And so, in order to fight these things, and I take both Yop and Krellick's puppets off the table, in order to bring a massive Yop and Krellick thing onto the table and explain the great kaiju battle. And I'll have them fight each other. Also, I should note that I'm using prestidigitation to make this even more better.
Mhm, mhm,
Um,
mhm.
yeah, of course, of course. And then I will talk about the House of Many Rooms. Um, in which case, two of the adventurers fought mirror people, as he called it, and one fell prey to a box. And I will actually have my character go down instead of somebody else. Um, and then I'll go into the almost genocide of the Sahagin. That's our adventures in order to save a group of enslaved people went through and slaughtered, with a better word than slaughtered, the evil Sahagin. And each time he says that, which he will make a point to say it often, he will drop with a huh. And then moving on to the wonderful wood, which some may recognize as the dreadwood, but he refuses to call it that.
The Wood of Wonder.
The wood of wonder. Thank you. Um, and this is where my presentation will go crazy as demonstration for how like the magic shot off, and talking about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sorry, Doug. Continue.
I want to read it out loud, but we don't have time for that. Moving on.
I just said Wood of Wonder is what I call my dick, but I didn't want to say that and interrupt his story.
Oh, it's too good. It was too good. Um, where was I? Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, that's why
Saving
I was
children. Saving children from a hag. And unfortunately she disappeared from all of us. So we traveled to the Fae to fight her moving house, and eventually felled her as well. And then ending with the great battle for the soul of Seaton, where we fought a massive water beast. I will conveniently leave out any part of the dearly departed captain, out of empathy for our friend, and leave it strictly with the water beast itself. Um,
Excellent.
yeah, and then just leave it there.
All right. Well, ordinarily this contest of lies would be a deception check, but I feel like this merits performance. Although I think for you that is the same check.
Yeah, I think so. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Performance. Eh, we could do better.
Didn't you get
I'm gonna do
advantage from
anything.
your? Didn't you do something earlier that gave you
I
advantage?
I did, but
Is
that would
this
just make it a
still
10.
part
Yeah,
of
that's still the
downtime?
18. Yeah.
Nope, hold
Yeah.
up.
Oh, well, yeah.
26. There we go.
I mean, it's
Inspiration was so worth it. No, 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 no. Got to be higher than a 20.
okay. All right. Okay. I mean, obviously this is immaculate, and like your puppets immediately bring all the like small children, who quickly begin to like. Obviously, they can see that you've got your own puppet there, but then they slowly begin to realize that like all these other puppets are like other people that are here at the party, and they get like super excited. And every once in a while, you hear like one or two adults yell bullshit at you, like for something that seems a little too outlandish, but like everyone is just so enraptured by the performance itself that like nobody wants to like nobody wants it to end and shoot and boo you off, you know. You are given a laurel of holly, and some other herbs as well. Uh, they appear to be like druidic uh, artifacts, but the laurel has twisted candles into woven into it, so that it can be lit and you can wear it as a crown.
Aw, I immediately put it on.
A dragonborn who stands substantially taller than you, like, lightly breathes flame over the candles, and they light.
Aw.
Do you like that?
I do. It's so cute.
All right. Let's see. What are we doing? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you roll me another investigation check?
Alrighty.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Um, the note that Syrixa interprets for you the best she can is that the next clue will be provided by one of by one of the fencers.
Now recording.
One of the fencers will provide the next clue.
Okay. I will approach there's a fencing tournament or fencing competition.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll approach that area and on, like, if there's a counter or a table or a booth or something nearby, I am going to reach into my bag and pull out just like a handful of gold pieces. And I'm just going to start stacking them on whatever flat surface I can find. And just like loud, be like, well, I sure do wish I had some extra guidance regarding this scavenger hunt. It's oh so difficult. I'll start a second stack.
Why don't you make me a persuasion check?
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Not very sporting, is it?
I keep knocking over the stacks. I'm constantly picking coins up off the ground.
Syrinx dismounts off of Betty and then goes over and picks up one of the fencing foils and begins swinging it.
Yes, it's an excellent idea. I see nothing that could possibly go wrong with this. Betty,
She nods solemnly.
Right. Betty Fencerix. I'll just instruct Betty to defend herself. But act as a target, and I'll keep an eye out, make sure it doesn't get out of hand.
Right. I love that. And for that, I will. I mean, Betty's a steel defender. She goes up to one of the fencers and salutes them, which they return. And then they very, very deliberately begin their like march together and then march back, take position. She's 5. She's not. She clearly knows the steps, but is not like good. Um, but this is not an ass whooping because this is supposed to be a game for children.
Right.
What really does like throw the whole thing off is the giant steel bird pelican flapping its wings and shrieking whenever the foil looks like it might touch the girl. And so like 3 points in, um uh without her being struck once, um the older dragonborn kind of like clears their throat, flustered, and somewhat disturbed, and then pulls out of their pocket a scrap of paper with a note on it that Zarixa runs over to you, and and she says pies.
I'm right there with you. Let's go. I'll head over to is this a booth? Is this like the pie eating contest, or are they selling pies?
It's a pie eating contest.
Okay. Yeah, I have 3 entrants.
She pulls on your apron and she shakes her head, and holds up 2 fingers, and then adjusts the glasses on her nose and like scampers off.
I guess. Well, I guess she needs to use the privy. Two entrants.
You and several others all sit on a long table with several meat pies placed in front of you. Without without concern for your health or safety, every single one of these pies appears to be made with different things: meat, fruit, custard, and you are expected to eat as many as you can. So please make me a Constitution saving throw.
Can I also enter that contest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, con save.
And can Urix enter this contest?
I don't know why I have
think
that on.
I think there's some dubious. I don't think they're gonna let the warg near the table.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
He'll scoop up like little scraps as they fall.
He's under the table.
You're tickling my feet. Relax, calm down. I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll that Constitution saving throw. That's better.
Excellent. And Vicaris, is that plus? I don't think that +4 is anything, right?
No, I don't know why I was there. Sorry.
Okay, Vicaris, you are a very small little man, and one pie is a lot of food.
Just a little
but
part.
but you got pie.
Here's the question I have. As was my intent with the 2 entrants, are they allowing Betty to compete?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. God damn it.
Oh my god, she's just a bag of holding, though. Oh my god.
Yeah, at least my little summon beast can actually like
That's
get
gonna be
full.
a fucking mess to clean up. That's gonna build
that
pie
bag of
all
holding is
over.
going to be a nightmare.
Covered in jam.
Sorry, Vicaris. I said 1. I feel like it's fair that you can get through like 2 with a 15.
Hey.
But that's still like oh, that's more food than anyone should eat in a sitting. But
Probably. I've never imagined him a big eater, so
exactly.
this is a big feat for him.
Yeah, for he does the 2, like dabs his mouth. I'm good, thank you.
I would love to think that he took his time with it too. While everyone else rushed me.
Yeah, he's like completely missing the point. And he's like, what is?
I don't know if our hands are untied, but he would definitely eat with a fork and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if one wasn't provided, I will slide a hand that thing you need. Must have forgot mine.
halfway through vacuuming up the second pie, right? I know we don't know how far Yop's gotten yet, right? But we know at least 2 pies since the Constitution save was higher than Vicaris's. And about halfway through the second one, which she's just picking up the pan and like hoovering these things, right? She'll turn to Vicaris and screaming and probably spraying a little bit as she's screaming, Did you find anything? Did you find anything in either of the pies?
There's something in the pie? He looks disgusted.
There's a guy need a clue, Vicaris. There's a hidden clue in the pies.
Vicaris will start moving the pie filling around with his fork because he does not want to eat a clue.
Why don't you roll me an investigation check?
Hey, I would love to. Investigation. I'm not using my last inspiration on it.
Just some delicious meat and vegetables in here.
I didn't find anything, but I'm sure you can, and that'll be bardic inspiration for you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yop by Pi 4, you are
Mhm.
required to make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so my rules for this one is you have to improve.
I will use the bardic inspiration I just got.
All
Nice.
right.
You can roll it
What
twice.
is it? A
Wait, no, it's a save.
D10?
Yeah, it's a D10. And you get 6 temporary hit points.
Oh.
Nice. I'm
Uh,
gonna need them because this is not mixing well with the fire water I drank earlier.
at this point, several Dragonborn are like tapping out. Yop, you are on Pi like 8.
Um,
um,
if anybody taps out either to the left or right of me, and there is pie left over, I'm not actually eating it, but I am slapping my claws into it and like making little fists to see if I can find any sort of clue in there.
oh my god. You suddenly feel like another little sharp tug on your apron.
I look down.
Surix hands you back the lenses, the glasses, and nods.
We're good?
She nods again.
Oh no, I can't eat another bite. Oh my goodness. And I'd get up and accidentally flip the table over as I do. And just make it follow her back to Betty.
You lumber your way across a little ways, and she.
I grab an uneaten pie as I do. Take it with me. Need a road pie.
Who doesn't need a road pie?
And she points to the baker who has provided all of these pies and is like manning the table and the pastry table beside, and shows that there's like this little tassel that appears to be tied to their apron strings, that follows down into like their pocket.
All right. How nimble are your fingers?
She flexes her chubby child fingers.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Here's the plan. Betty and I are gonna be a distraction, and you're gonna grab it.
She gives you the most serious nod.
Right. I deadly serious nod back. All right, I'm going up to the baker.
Evening.
Good evening. I don't know if you noticed, which he obviously did because I'm wearing half of his handiwork at this point. I was just in the pie eating contest, and I gotta tell you, it was so delicious, right? I couldn't even continue with the competition. I had to come over here and compliment you on your fine work.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated. Lots of hours.
Yeah, well, I know a thing or two about lots of hours. I'm a bit of an inventor myself, and I imagine we have very much in common in that sense, because you, of course, have to invent different flavors and crusts and combinations, and so we're very much alike. I will give Betty a little kick just to, like, act like she's stretching her wings, right? Just to create a little cover.
Even still, this little child rolled a 6, so she's out of this guy's field of vision, but she you can see that she is going to reach up and probably use his leg to
Right.
lean against to reach up further. Like
Yeah,
you can see
perfect.
that positioning happening.
Okay, so I'm gonna lean in and be like, okay, man, listen. Here's what's happening. We know. The three of us know. We understand, right? But I'm really trying to make this a super fun, super special activity for the little one, right? So you're just going to stand there and pretend like you don't know anything's going on. You don't know that she's trying to climb up your leg, which you're definitely going to feel in like 3, 2, like now. You probably feel it right now. Right.
He
But
does look down, and her hands are in his pocket, but she's
no,
already
look at me.
like
Look at me. Eyes on me.
she
Eyes
just
on me.
pulls and pulls and pulls, and it eventually comes untied. I mean, like, this guy clearly is he's not stopping it, but he's clearly aware of what is happening.
Right. Look at me. See, I want to buy a pie, and I'm stacking coins again. I just want to buy a pie. How much? How much for a pie?
He just hands you a couple more and sets them in front of you.
Guys, I'm not stopping stacking coins until he says it's enough.
He eventually pushes his coins back pushes your coin back towards you.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. How nice.
Oh my god. The toddler is triumphantly holding a bauble in her hands above her head. It's this golden sphere, the top of it hollowed out with something inside of it, and at the hollowed section there is a tied knot of red tassel that she had seen. Um, she's elated.
Oh, wonderful. May I see it ever so briefly?
She nods and hands it to you.
Oh, look, excellent craftsmanship. Let me, yes, hold on. And I hold it up and I sort of whisper into it a little bit, and then I hand it back to her. And now, if she presses on it, it makes a fart noise.
While you were observing it, you noticed that the inside of it has a compass, as well as some like draconic runes around the interior. But like when it is placed into her hand, it makes that noise, and she just pauses, like stunned, and then taps it again, and a different fart noise. And then she just runs, like she just books it, just runs off and just slamming her hand into the button over and over again.
Great. Fantastic. We've, as far as Yop is concerned, we have been victorious. Sorix has found the golden bauble. We'll keep an eye from afar just to make sure, given the fact that she's 5, that she doesn't just place it down somewhere and forget about it, or, get enamored with something else, and just sort of make sure she's got it for whatever time they call for a winner, or they call for, ask if anybody's found it, because I think there was a time limit on this, or if it was found before a certain time. So, yeah.
It's very. She's very much drawing attention to herself by hitting the button over and over and over again, and like drawing the attention of all the other children who are like, "Oh my god, she found it!" and like getting all excited that like the mild disappointment of like, "Oh, I didn't find it," but also like excited to have it out, and also it does something new now which we didn't know it could do, and everyone kind of losing their minds. She, however, has an iron grip on it and is not letting anyone else touch it.
Wonderful. Right, sorry, so, one moment. I mean, yes, it's yours and you want to keep it, but, it's fun. You should let other people push the button and make the funny sound. Need to learn to share a little bit.
very cautiously, she extends it out to the other kids without letting go of it, so the other kids can have a chance to play as well.
Yeah, see, there you go.
And that little gaggle of kids rolls away. Any last minute things before we call session for the night?
Uh, Bakars just wants to do the poetry real quick.
Hmm. Okay.
Partially because he already kind of had one prepared, but also because he wants that fucking candle.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's just the Ballad of Kralik the Red. I didn't write anything like he did,
Mm.
but it's going over like who he was. Anybody who's listening knows him knows that he's embellishing a bit on like the nobility and mannerisms. He's softening some harsh edges, but definitely is very accurate with his bravery and ferocity in battle. Um, but then. At the very end, ends it with no worse enemy, no greater friend than the lone adventurer, Kralik the Red. And ends it like that.
Oh my god. Okay, take an inspiration into candle.
Yes, the candle. Inspiration be damned. I love that
This
candle.
candle rules.
It's the best candle in the game so far. Is that a trophy or a trinket? I'm gonna put it as a trophy.
That's a trophy. You've won it. All right. Anything else? All right. The festivities eventually pitter through. People become incredibly drunk and tired, and the children eventually run themselves dizzy and need to be put to bed. Um, and Kriv very, very deliberately gathers, like he goes to each and every one of you and finds you and makes sure that you get back to the house. Um, uh, and there's in the house a good number of cots that are provided, and then like some spare rooms that are opened up. It's kind of apparent that like a lot of the siblings are going to be are intending on sharing rooms, but like all the girls say like, listen, between us we're not even 6 feet tall, like we're fine. um and there's room enough for everyone in Drake Tail household for the night. And unless anyone has any last things they want to say real quick. All right. Oh, come on. There we go.